Just watched season 1, episode 5 of Supernatural for the first time, episode Bloody Mary. My favorite line, "Do I look like Paris Hilton?" I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10 because it scared the ever-living crap out of me, and I don't like that. So first off, I never want to see that freaky mirror doppelganger again. Hopefully this is the last of that kind of demon. I do think that Sam's fire nightmares are not any kind of PTSD. I think he's being actively psychically attacked by the big bag. And I also show here, we see Jessica in the flesh, or maybe not. So I put her down as ghost demon, question mark. And I love that I'd predicted that Dean as a child was the one that could see the future. But clearly, it's not Dean, it's Sam. And finally, Indiana keeps coming up over and over again. So I'm going to guess that some sort of major confrontation or battle is going to happen in Indiana. Let me know if I missed any characters. Just finished watching episode 6 of Supernatural, Skin. My favorite line, "That's not even a good picture." And I give this one an 8 out of 10, particularly because of the character development between the boys. Love the brotherly bonding. I do think that none of these monsters are a coincidence, and the order in which they are happening is being predetermined somehow by their father, John, and it's all an effort to prepare them for something that's coming next, perhaps the thing that I predicted in Illinois or Indiana or whatever it is. And I do think, just based on the discussion that the Skin creature had about genetics, I think a later episode will include some sort of villain, or perhaps not even a villain, who creates a cure for paranormal activity, and it will ultimately either not work or make things much worse. I didn't see anyone in the character bingo, but if someone corrects me, I will edit this before I post it with an additional part. In season 1, episode 7 of Supernatural for the first time, Hookman. My favorite line, "You look like a dumb pledge." I give this one a 7 out of 10. I really liked it. I think there's a lot here that is going to be explained in later episodes. So, firstly, I think that Sam and Dean are about to have a big falling out because Sam's going to find out that the message left in the book from Dad was actually telling him to stay away. Secondly, I think this symbol right here is part of a demonic house, just like all of the different demon houses in the TV show Evil. And finally, I have a suspicion that all the magic in the Supernatural universe is connected to some sort of central entity or force, like the tradition in the 500 Kingdoms book series, which is a pressure that's exerted on the characters in the universe to behave a certain way, to behave like fairy tales and stories and well-trod paths. And I also didn't recognize any characters, although I'm suspicious that Laurie will return. Let me know your thoughts. Just finished watching Supernatural Season 1, Episode 8, The Infamous Bugs, for the first time. My favorite quote was, "You watch Oprah?" And my personal rating is 4 out of 10. I felt that the acting and the SFX from this one were a little rough, although I liked a lot of the moments between the brothers and how we're getting insight into what it was like before Sam left for college. This episode reminded me a lot of the X-Files episode Darkness Falls, in that it was disappointing because it felt like there wasn't a whole lot of resolution at the end. They just kind of waited it out, and then it was over. And I predict that Dean secretly watches soap operas like Spike and Buffy, so he loves like Passions or something. And I also felt like a lot of these actors were really familiar to me, but I don't know where they're from, and I don't want to Google them and risk spoilers, so if you know, let me know. Just finished watching Supernatural Season 1, Episode 9, Home, for the first time, and wow, was that ever an episode? 9 out of 10. Best episode so far. Favorite line? "People don't come here for the truth." Love that. Also, love the actor, but someone told me that she was replaced because she went to go work for another show. That's unfortunate. So, what are my thoughts? Firstly, we got Daddy Winchester, who is avoiding his sons for some reason. And we have Mom, who I'm guessing is still not actually dead. I think I'm sticking with my theory that the Winchester ancestors made a deal with the demon. I think Sam will develop more powers along the line, such as psychometry, so touching things and seeing their past. I think Mary is in hell, and when she manifests on Earth, it brings the hellfire with her. And I think John fears that Sam's powers means that he's the one who's going to be cursed by this Winchester curse next. So I previously thought that he was sending the boys places, but now I'm thinking he's just following them and waiting to see how Sam's powers develops. So, super exciting episode. Can't wait to see the next one.